or not, it feels real bad. You're like, oh, I could have saved that guy if I was in disruption range. But sometimes you sit behind the wrong heroes. Maybe you're not in position for the fights. But ultimately, it's a great pick as well against Jug too. So I think Brame should be pretty happy having the SD this game. As long as Spartan can hold himself back a little bit and make sure to not be initiate first.
That is always the little bit here with Spartan. He does get very excited. He's ready to kill. He's ready to hit towers, and sometimes is just a little too out of position for some of these squishier supports. But one other thing that's, I believe Effie mentioned this, is the amount of vision that Brame has this particular game, right? You've got the monkey for the tree dance. You've got, Zeus for dewarding. You've got Visage Birds. You've got, the Shadow Poison. Like, you've got so much going on here.
Zeus ulti.
Yeah, it's going to be very difficult for Into the Breach to get the jump. And also, they want to sit on the back lines. They don't want to really necessarily have some of these heroes too far up front. And they'll be able to... Oh, boy. Classic Spartan. Classic Spartan. Well, he'll try to buy himself a little more time. Maybe they can get the runes off it, but no, it's an even split, so.
He did his best by trying to trick them, but
to be fair,
like what they did when they got the... Sorry,
I was going to say, to be fair, that's not, it wasn't like he expected to, immediately get jumped on there. That's...
Yeah. Yep, he's walking uphill, gonna head towards this lane, and yeah, they're waiting for him. So I like what they did with the Observer Ward, though. They all walked away from it. That way, when Zeus he got full experience by himself, and then they dewarded their Observer Ward afterwards to make sure that Into the Breach didn't get the response. So, yep, Thug will have a slight advantage here going into the laning stage in terms of levels.
And again, we don't often see this. All right. That's a very nice pick off here in this top lane. I know that the panel was a little concerned with seeing the Visage paired up against the Juggernaut, but that's a nice way to get things started for the side of Brame.
You just kill the support. If you can't kill the Jug, kill the support. No problem. Yeah, very good, though. If they can get fast boots on Visage, that will make a big difference. They have to deal with the Eidolons as well. Here's that engagement. A little stun being used, a couple right clicks. I mean, they've got an Orb of Venom as well, so if he does get in melee range there's almost no way that the Enigma is going to be able to run away.
Good identification, too, that the Enigma basically is fairly worthless early on, right? Because he's got the point in the Eidolons. He's just going to be focusing on that and not be able to...
Keep in mind that Enigma helped with that Shadow Demon First Blood that we saw. Then he TP'd top, so him dying actually led him walking back to lane. So he's out of lane for a decent amount of time here. It's kind of a big deal because it's going to give Visage a little bit more space to pick up levels and last hits.
That is something that you don't want to get behind on for your Enigma. You want to make sure that he can get those levels quickly. Spartan, though, is just going to keep trading off here with Kaneka, and then they're going to have the rotation here from Nubido. Got the Salve. Be able to get the Wraithfire Blast. Not sure they're going to be able to necessarily get this kill, though. It looks like we'll be able to bully Kaneka far out, but that's about it.
It was a good attempt. If the disruption worked with the illusions on the north side instead, he could have body blocked Skywrath Mage in between the skeletons and the right click damage. He might have gotten killed, but it was a confident play. But ultimately, very good for Brame because not only did they zone, the Skywrath actually gives Spartan an opportunity to pull, so he'll get a little level advantage, maybe deny one of these creeps. So nice little support win there.
So it has been a bit of a while since we've seen this mid Zeus, right? It's not the most common thing. I think they mentioned that Aramis did play it recently, not as a mid, but as a support. Are we going to be seeing anything particularly new, I guess, for this hero? Because we all remember what the build used to be, but quite a bit has changed since we've seen him in the mid lane.
For sure. The Ags build classically was, for the times that Zeus mid was very popular, was kind of like the nice way to amplify him, but I believe the Nimbus doesn't get static field anymore. The Shard's really important, that's how you get your static field damage, so he'll get that eventually, but I assume he'll rely on some survivability items. This is going to be more important here. But might still eventually go Ags for the damage burst. Very important, especially when they're playing against an Enigma 5. I don't really expect any black holes to come out this game, genuinely, because when the fights start, there's going to be a Zeus ulti, Blink is going to be interrupted, and then they're just going to kill Enigma every time. If he tries to cast black hole, it's going to be a lightning bolt, maybe a Nimbus, some other stun. I just feel like the Zeus is going to provide really nice value in that, and also going to help find, spot, and kill the Keeper of the Light from pretty long distance. So, I think Zeus is really happy in this lane.
Lot of harassment coming out again. Kaneka is just barely being able to flap those wings and get out. The Skelly boys are chasing him down here, but all right, that little last tick, that was a A little scary. Look at these skelly men. Oh boy, he's hoping that he can get this denial, and he does. He does.
Screaming, kill me at neutrals, please. Kill me. End my pain. I had to run across the whole map because these stupid skeletons run me down.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Otherwise, fairly quiet, and I feel like it's interesting because I'd like to see Desire maybe being a bit more aggressive in the movements around the map, but of course, you know, it is a little bit scary here for 11 to be paired up against Otakar here. With the fact that they do have, you know, the spin and can run him down, because he can be a bit slow, that Visage.
Yeah, he's a little spooky if he does get ran at, but decent levels at the moment. Tranquil Boots, as long as he keeps his distance from Jug. And the important thing is you don't want to get Malefice. Usually it's the Jug pairing that causes you a lot of trouble, so it's a disable plus Jug spinning on you. So as long as Visage stays out of spin range and doesn't get Malefice, he should be just fine. And so far he's got 17 last hits versus the Jug's 19. That's fine. I think they're pretty happy with how that's going. And in the meantime, the top net worth is Thug, actually. Huge base damage is what Zeus works with, so that's part of the reason he's such an effective mid-hero, but he also can jungle decently well. Desire does make a couple movements, by the way. He's over there splitting or stealing some experience from Supreme the Coddle, so he's getting some stuff done. Now he's going to TP to the safe lane and look for a kill setup.
Oh, well, it's set up pretty nicely. Hop down, they see Zippe. This should be a dead Dragon Knight. But it'll take some doing. He's gonna try to juke around here in the corners. They still have that vision. Spartan finding himself. Oh, all right, there we go. Thug says, thanks for the kill, guys. Thanks for setting that up for me.
The classic. I would like to participate in this team fight and get the experience and gold from it. Thank you. That's not bad for him. We'll get him closer to his first items. Right now, just Arcane Boots, Wand, 1 Null Talisman. Absolutely nothing out of the ordinary here. He's maxing out Arc Lightning so he can farm as fast as possible in the meantime before these fights happen. And this is kind of the nice thing about Zeus mid, really, is that he can still farm pretty fast, but he's also still contributing to fights with Thunder God's Wrath. But the big downside to the ultimate is the cooldown's really, really long these days. It's 130 seconds when you don't have an Arcane Rune. So that means that getting these side pressures are a little bit harder.
And then again, they're keeping tabs over on the Keeper of the Light. Supreme getting bullied out of the jungle, and there we go again. You know, it's a little bit longer of a cooldown, but it was up just in time to get that last kill.
That was unfortunate for Supreme. He comes over to put the Observer Ward down at the same time that they're moving in to go check for bounties, so that Thug could pick that up. And they get the D-Ward too. Just great moment there for Brame.
Yeah, very, very efficient, for sure. And that always feels bad when you're a support. You think maybe that, you know, you've managed to at least get something done. You know, you've at least dropped the wards, but then when you're up against something like Zeus, it doesn't really matter too much because that's just going to get ripped down and they're going to get that golden experience.
Yep. I think Zeus is their Coddle solution here, and it seemed very good in that little moment that we just saw, right? Because even if Coddle has ultimate active and hits you with Solar Bind or Blinding Light, as Zeus, you really don't care anymore, right? Because you've got Heavenly Jump, a 700 range blink bit. Oh, is that a hand or?
He's cleaning. He's cleaning. It. Yeah.
It's beautiful. He's trying to make. I think they told him to turn off the blur on his vision. He's
oh
like,
no!
That's just dust. Sorry.
It's just dust.
No, so they wrote that to somebody. I don't remember who it was. It might have been him. Maybe he's just being responsible. But
that's good. Be responsible. Clean your
very
stuff,
effective.
Guys.
It is important to clean yourself. Zeus seemed very effective against the Coddle in that moment, even though he's only got 1 in Bolt. He basically gets to chase for a long time. He slows for 1.6 seconds with Heavenly Jump, which allows him to chase. Plus, Monkey King on top of that. There's basically nothing that Coddle could do here. And now they just have a little bit of a level advantage. Zeus almost 1 level ahead. Desire's at level 4 at almost 7 minutes, so he's pretty happy. In between like Primal Spring and Orb of Venom, if they keep pressuring the Coddle like this, he's not going to feel like normal Coddle. In fact, how's his Boots of Travel coming? He's almost there, but he's pretty slow. He's still 100 gold away, and he's about a minute or so behind when normal mid Coddles do buy it. So his ability to go around the map and get farm has been decreased, certainly.
I'm just concerned with something like the Monkey King and also this Visage. It's just going to be so hard for Coddle to do anything this game. There's just so many, so many ways to get onto the back lines, to interrupt if he doesn't have, you know, his ultimate up and he's trying to channel. It's just going to be very difficult for them. And again, Desire being very, very active here, finding Kaneko. Thug making his way over, has the Jingu. A little bit of an uphill miss, but follow up here coming out from the team. And again, I feel like we just saw a kill happen there just like a minute ago.
Yeah, I really like this Monkey King 4 with Zeus mid. It seems really effective, right? Because both of the heroes are just so mobile now that running these guys down just seems easy. They can't defend themselves very easily. It's a Skywrath Mage, it's an Enigma, it's a Coddle. All three of these heroes cannot defend against people running at them at all. Normally you want those heroes that can like turn around and be like Hex or Earth Spike and run. None of these heroes can do this. So now Zeus complements the Monkey King, and Monkey King complements the Zeus in such a big way. So they're just like bullying them with 4 points of Arc Lightning. It's pretty incredible. And the Heavenly Jump, of course.
Gonna harass over on Ultiker, but he's got the spin. Again with that Midnight Pulse here. All right, Spartan coming into position. We'll be able to use the Disruption. I get the stun off over onto Kadaro. But I'm not sure. Okay, all right, yeah, they really seem to want this Desire. Hanging over in the tree line.
Radiant's bottom tower.
They'll back off. Skywrath Mages here. And they're just going to be patient over on the side of Brame.
They're doing a great job with the bats, basically. Just being annoying, killing the important things. Eidolons, the healing ward. The pressure you put on Jug is just so important because it limits his mana to get kills.
Radiant's middle tower.
All the
is
sentries
under
getting
attack.
dropped over here. A lot of pressure being placed here in this top lane.
Armlet's finished now for Wraith King. Very good timing on that, I'm sure. No boots on him, but between Possessed Mask and Armlet, he should farm quite fast. And nobody's going to die down here between the DK and the Wraith King, but I think that's pretty decent for Brame at the moment, especially with Jug being pressured a bit. His net worth is fine, but it's not really going crazy at the moment.
Uh-oh, they're looking for Supreme over here in this mid lane. They smoked up for it. Spartan's gonna open up the disruption. Look at these TPs though, they want to protect him. Jump down, it looks like he's going to end up paying for this. Oh, but the Thunder God's Wrath coming in hot, gets the kill on Supreme. And almost gets the Skywrath Mage too. Ultiker, did he go too far? They have the final hit. Yes, they do. It's a double kill.
That Aether Lens is what gets him there. Just enough cast range to pick that one up. Nubito does rotate to the mid lane though with full skeletons. Great moment here to take abuse. They're going to force a glyphs that'll defend it just fine, but those are really nice little movements to do basically, because even if it's just two heroes dying, if they don't have a glyph there, that tower takes a good like 800 damage. And if your mid is a Zeus who doesn't hit towers at all, you got to take those opportunities when you can. So the Wraith King fitting into their draft very nicely here.
Ari, oh, Ari sitting so low. It's throwing me off there with the Ari being such a short portion of the name. I keep saying Kaneko and I keep saying that. Apologies, guys.
Thug did mess up that kill though. He did the classic Zeus issue if you're new to Heavenly Jump, that, and maybe Thug's not, maybe just a mistake, but he wasn't moving when he clicked it, so he just jumped in the air and he was slightly out of range, so he neither got the slow. Maybe he meant to stand still and use it, but regardless, he was out of the range, unfortunately, so he wasn't able to get the slow and guarantee that sky kill, but still having a great game. 4-0-1, by far the highest net worth in this game. He's having a great one. I mean, Thug's really been performing well so far in this DPC season.
Looks like they are starting to move down to the bottom area here on into the breach. As they know Desire's here. Courier is going to be able to meet up, but it will also reveal his position, so going to fly it back. And they have a Cardi in the bottom wave, but top lane, Spartan just going to harass a little bit over onto Kadaro.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
They're just going to push him back. Looks like they're going to try to trade towers for the most part, and Thug just continues to farm, as does this Keeper of the Light. But with all the summons here in the top lane, this tower should go down very, very quickly.
Dire's top tower.
Desire
has
continues.
They're set up pretty good for pushing now with the Vlads on Visage. This is like really making up for any hitting that they might have needed.
Radiant's middle tower
Enigma is
under
also
attack.
trying to offset this a bit by getting his own levels in Vlads, but he's just naturally slower. Wow, yeah, they're actually just crushing these Eidolons too.
Radiant's
Very easy for 11 to kill those, although 11 might die this time.
Yeah, he is silent, slow. He's going to walk into the Mystic Flare, so that is a nice kill here for Kadaro.
Is that an invisible Mystic Flare to you, or just me?
No, I saw it on the
Radiant's
screen.
middle
Okay.
tower is under
That's been a
That-
very bugged ability for a while.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just gotta listen for it.
It's actually, we're very
There, it's
lucky
doing damage.
with the sound cues that are in Dota. Like,
Dire's top
being able to just listen and know exactly what it is. Do you pass those all the time when you're doing the quiz? The shopkeeper quiz?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, the vast majority.
top lane.
Nubito still pressuring a bit, looking for kills. Is he just phase boots or something? I would have thought he would have been at another item, but I guess he had to buy boots and then buy phase. So still really solid in terms of getting him around the map. But these Eidolons are just running away from him, not giving him these free last hits.
They want Zippy.
Okay, Zakaya. You want what?
They want Zippy here on the bottom lane. Gonna start off, slow him down, the follow up, the leap forward, the bird's doing the damage, and Thug will get himself yet another kill.
You said, I want Zippy. And I was like, what?
That doesn't make any sense.
What is this? It was some like name or word that I was not familiar with. I was like, is this a weird name that you have for some item or I don't know.
No. There's a player name, nothing more. All right, well. Still fairly even going out here in terms of the net worth. But the Zeus definitely has been looking very, very nice, whereas the Keeper of the Light's struggling a bit. Okay.
So, instant replay of Zippy. There he was, zipped right in. Got his easy kill.
Why are you calling him Zippy now?
Just a joke. Simple joke.
All right. Well, they're smoked up over on the side of Brame. They are looking to invade here as they find themselves Supreme. Open up with a good boundless, hop down, slow him out a bit, and there's a kill for Desire. So
There's so little he can do.
Radiant structures are fortified.
it's just a really nice
screwed.
draft coming out from the side of Brame.
They've done a very good job executing it, though. I mean, obviously they have a net worth advantage, but Supreme spent a lot of time hitting creeps, trying to catch up or whatever. They've got Spirit Vessel, he's got BOTs, but I just feel like they've been limited on their ability to initiate, right? They do have a blink on Zibe now, so he can go start some fights. They've got 6 or 7 on Skywrath Mage, so they can get some kills, but it just feels like their team has spent maybe too much time hitting creeps so far this game.
Oh, they found themselves a Jug, but Jug, it does have the spin up, is going to use it to teleport out to safety.
Ooh, Desire might break the smoke. He does.
Starts pulling up, and this. Oh, they don't manage to finish off Thug. He's got himself a haste rate. He's out of there. Monkey King Ultimate only can do so much, so they do manage to get the kill on Desire, but they keep Thug. Like, he's trying to run. Look at this. It's a high-speed chase. Trying to break. He does manage to stay alive. Unfortunately, Spartan will also fall, though. So Supreme, very happy, got himself a double kill. I'm sure that helps a bit.
They would have loved to kill the Zeus, though. I mean, what a perfect representation of him being ahead and it mattering there. The fact that he lived eating that entire combo with no defensive items, that was a huge moment for the game for Brame that kill doesn't go over.
Poor, poor Enigma. Can't do anything against this Visage.
That's really threatening, actually. Like, it's not common for 11 or Visage to just get all these solo kills like this, but like, he can pressure heroes, but certainly Enigma does not have a solution, right? He's rushing the Vlad's upgrade, so like, how does that cover him if he gets gone on?
I don't know, but they are trying to make moves here on Nubito here in the top lane, but he's fairly tanky. Okay, they'll push him back. They've got the Illuminate. That's going to be the reincarnation. He's coming back up again. But they have nothing else after that.
They could have stayed, actually. I think they were just worried about Brame responding to this one a bit. Here's that fight once again. Oh, I can see the Sky ulti now. Excellent. Oh, man, he was really low. He popped Wand, and then he still went down again. I almost died again. That was really, really, really close. Holy crap.
Yeah, he got chased for quite a while, too, with that last hit. He's bottling up as fast as he could. Getting the maximum amount. Daro here in the mid lane. Okay, yep, Thug's just having a great time this game. No worries in the world as they do manage to find themselves a bit over here. Mystic's Flare coming in. They've got the silence over to Spartan. So they're not going to be able to do the disruption, but Thug coming in with the last hit. Be able to make sure they take out the Dragon Knight.
All done on an Arcane Rune too, so lower cooldown there. He picks up his shard as well, so he's got Static Field for a bunch of extra damage now. And on the bright side, though, Caudle is finally caught up here. Equal net worth to the Zeus. Kind of impacting similar things. Long-range magical damage in huge amounts. Spirit Vessel will be very effective against Wraith King or anybody else. But for now, it feels to me like Brame has pretty solid control of this game, but it's certainly not over, considering the net worth is even. Juggernaut, actually, very interesting build. Went straight for the full Mjolnir. It looks like a very empty itemization, but his damage during Omni Slash is going to be huge. There's a lot of stuff to clear in terms of illusions and summons and stuff, so the Mjolnir procs will be very effective, because normally Maelstrom only jumps 4 times. That's it. But if you're dealing with skeletons and there's like 8 of them, you need to clear that shit out really fast. And now with Mjolnir, jumps 12 times, goes up to 180 damage instead of like 140 or something like that. So this will really help in these Omni Slash moments later on.
You're also seeing the power of being able to move around as a Dragon Knight and the Skyreth Mage. They found themselves the Shadow Demon over on the side, so they're able to get a quick pick off, which is very nice. But you can see immediately Brame will respond over to the triangle. They want to make sure that they can keep it safe for Nubito.
Bats are just so good at dewarding, so safely too. So very safe for them at the moment. Drum picked up on Visage as well. He's going to go Wraith Pact next. That'll help keep them alive in these burst moments. These burst lineups between like DK and Skyreth Mage, the Wraith Pact is really good actually, because you can reduce their damage by 30%, and it's being amplified, right? So it's a by the Sky Ancient Seal. So it's a great way to potentially save their allies if somebody gets gone on. Might be Visage, might be somebody else, we'll see, but definitely a good Wraith Pact game. And Jug continues to farm in the meantime.
To be fair, I feel like a lot of
right
games have just been like very good Wraith Pact games.
Yeah, it's still a very good item for sure.
Yeah.
But this game especially, in terms of burst lineups, reducing damage from burst lineups is very, very powerful usually. Because if you survive through that initial burst, you almost always win the fight after.
Radiant are scanning.
A lot of burst on the into the breach side, so see if that works. But so far, Brame just moving around as a squad here, ready to set things up. They've got Orchid finish on Monkey King, which could be huge. He can silence Jug before he spins, that would be massive. But if the Juggernaut does get his spin off with his Mjolnir active, he's going to be very difficult to take down. Finally getting sick, not knowing where their opponents are, making sure they're not Roshing, they pop the Zeus ulti.
And again, that is something that is very nice for the side of Brame, is that they do have the opportunities to be able to get these vision in just moments. But on the flip side of that, Into the Breach is like, all right, well, they've already used the Zeus ulti. This is our moment. Let's smoke. Let's see if we can find anything. So they will smoke up over on the side of Into the Breach and try to secure up their areas a little bit more. Don't know if that was that underneath a ward when they smoked?
I didn't see it, sorry.
Okay. Well, it does seem like the side of Brame playing that top area of the map. So it's a possibility, but they're creeping over. They're going to try to do a little bit of dewarding, get some vision up, try to prep up.
Yeah, they're definitely thinking about Roche right now, obviously. The Zeus ulti kind of revealed that, and now that they can't either fight because of lack of Zeus ult or get vision on their opponents, it's just better for them to stick in this area for now and hold it. They picked up a Sange on Zeus. He's got Kaya Sange now with the Aether Lens, so just amplifying his damage, not opting for Ags just yet. I'm sure he'll buy it eventually, but some games seems like buying it early can be a bit of a liability. And instead, they're actually just going to start the Roche. I mean, they got tons of physical damage, so let's go for it.
I'd look at all the summons in the pit, my god. Breach, though. Okay, they'll clear out a bunch of the Skelly boys right off the start, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to make it in there in time. They drop the Monkey King ulti. They get 11 right off the bat, but they've already got themselves the Aegis on Nubito. Gonna have to murder him multiple times. This Jug sits just too low. They'll chase after Nubito. They need a little bit more damage to finish off this Wraith King, and all right, there it is. There's one. It's coming up again. You got to do it a couple more times here. Desire looks like, is he going to be able to make it out? No, that last little bit of Illuminate clipping him. As now they'll turn their attention. A disruption play coming out from Spartan. There's the black hole, though, perfectly. Time from Gadar will be able to go and grab both of them. As now Spartan is caught in the tree line, but they would love to get themselves this Wraith King one more time. It was looking pretty difficult, but oh, the Zeus Thug jumping forward.
No.
He can't quite finish him off. They're both sitting so incredibly low. All right, he'll be able to go and take out Supreme, but will end up falling for it.
I'm sure Thug did a massive amount of damage in that fight, but boy, what a downer. His ulti got everybody so close to death, but he just couldn't quite finish them off. And then once he jumped in to get one more arc laning on the Enigma or whoever else, he ran out of mana, so he had to pop a wand and took another stun there. So it kind of went well for Brame considering, but there's some crucial mistakes made in that fight. 11 did have shard. He didn't press it. He was sitting in the front saying like, oh, go on me, but he didn't press his shard in time, ended up getting stunned eventually and died. That kind of hurt them because we got no impact out of his hero at all. And once Visage himself dies, the bats lose Gravekeeper's Cloak, right? So then they die pretty quickly as well. So he kind of didn't get to impact the fight in a positive way. At least they did steal Aegis. But I got Birds here. Here he is in the front saying, go on me, go on me. Doesn't turn on in time. DK jumps and stuns him. He gets absolutely blown up. But they still did win the Aegis, which is good. But Thug is being kind of careful here. If he gets too far up, he gets gone on. Might really be vulnerable. Great armlet toggles by the Wraith King there, by Nubito.
Look at this last little clip of that Illuminate. Desire probably thought he was safe, but
Yeah, that was really
get
nice
out
of them.
fast enough. Again, that was
Good
the
disruption there,
reincarnation. It was a good black hole, too, coming out here from Kadaro. The Zeus being able to cancel out the black hole. Doesn't save Spartan, but...
Yeah, he just waited until a lightning bolt came out, and then he's like, okay, it's time. I've got 6 seconds to cast Black Hole finally.
Look how low.
It still got interrupted, but it was worth. Oh, God, they're so low. Good thing he got the Coddle, though. If he didn't get Coddle there, it would have been so catastrophic for Thug.
All right, looks like we're back up and running here in the game. So, still very, very close for both of these teams. This is what I was hoping for today. You know, sometimes you get those games, you're like, oh, you know, you don't want a 2-0, but you think it probably is. But this was one of those series where I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure there's a high percentage chance we're going to go for all 3 games.
Yeah, Brame's been playing really solid into the breach. Former Chicken Fighters maybe a little bit more of a mystery with their roster swap, but so far they've been playing really solid. Laning stage felt a little rough at times. The movements from Brame seemed a little superior, but the fact that they've been able to keep their net worth up is definitely very important for this. Their likelihood to win this match.
Nope, nobody's down there.
All right, well, another smoke coming out from the side of Brame. Might be just trying to tail Nubito here, see if they can bait him a bit. They're going to shift to the top portion of the map. And they do have really nice vision, too, in terms of the ward coverage. But they're going to notice that there aren't any Into the Breachers over in that area. So just going to start to get in position.
They're going to have to be a little worried on Brame. If this game path continues where they both just farm equally and Wraith King is dealing with the Jug in the ultra late game, he's going to lose that. I played that matchup before. It does not feel good in the ultra late game against Jug because he just has naturally armor, you know? Jug has very few agility items right now, and he's sitting at 20 armor. Wraith King had to buy his armor. He had to buy an armlet to get that extra 10. So Jug will just scale better as the game goes on.
Good vision over on Desire. There's going to be the disruption from Spartan, trying to protect, but still going to end up losing the Monkey King here.
Yeah, disruption not quite feeling the best just yet. It's okay so far, but it seems to just be buying seconds for their opponent. Typically works best against these chainstone lineups when you're disrupting somebody that has BKB. That way, when you come out of disruption, you get to guarantee press your BKB instead of getting chainstone full to dead. So that's usually where it has the most value. Demonic Purge is still very useful as well if they're able to manage it, but so far, game's still just very, very even. Opted for Octarine Core as Zeus's next item, so that's going to lower the cooldown of his abilities.
Yeah, we have seen a couple of the fights where the Shadow Demon has been able to use that Demonic Purge and allow it to get to the point where they can catch up to someone or whatnot. So that has been decently value. But yeah, like you were saying, the disruption's just buying seconds right now.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
All right, some pressure being placed on the top tower. Seems like they're looking more for a trade over on Into the Breach as they are in the bottom lane. So summons versus summons. Towers being traded for towers. The top tower goes down just a little bit faster. Interested to see if they're going to defend. I was going to just consider that as they'll open up over here on the side. Throw out some pressure over onto the Dragon Knight. 11 teleporting now. They don't manage to take the tower on the side of Into the Breach, but they do a decent amount of damage to it. And they do force the TPs all the way back.
It's great defense. As we learned in the some of the NA series with Nouns playing Dragon Knight, Dragon Knight illusions do get a lot of their buffs here. So disruption against DK quite effective as the game will scale on. Gonna get the splash damage, the corrosive damage, all that good stuff. But Jug's looking for an Omni.
Okay, there's the disruption here for Nobito. Still ends up, just absolutely popping. Is back up again. This is not looking good. I think he just burst down Nobito.
God.
All right, that man needs a BKB. Oh my God.
Yeah, that was the most need BKB thing I've ever seen. I was like, oh, great disruption. He's gonna come out. He'll take some damage, but no, he instantly blew up. The Caudal Blast, I assume, came through. It's really the Solar Bind and the silence from Sky that's really making the difference. Oh, and the E-Blade.
Yeah, the E-Blade. Oh my god, yeah.
Disruption looks great. And then all of a sudden, it's the Blast. I assume the Blast hit him. No, it looked late. Okay, it looked like the Blast did hit him. I don't know, man. He died so fast.
Yeah, it was...
Just completely exploded.
There's a fireball on the ground, too. It's just a lot of magic damage that just burst him.
Yeah, and a lot of magic amplifiers, too. That's really most of it. That's why this lineup feels so scary in these mid-game fights here. So.
All right. Well, a nice strike back here from Into the Breach. Being able to take out the position 1, always a very good feeling. And speaking of BKBs, we do have a BKB picked up now for Supreme.
Dire's middle tower is
Definitely needs that when he gets jumped on the back line. But so far, things are a little scary for Brame because the fundamentals of Into the Breach's lineup is really strong. The jump, stun, kill a guy. Oh, is that a Wraith Band on a Skywrath Mage? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Actually, not a terrible thing to buy at this point in the game. It's a huge amount of armor. That's one of the big weaknesses that Sky has, is that this hero has okay HP, but his armor is really atrociously bad. But this is going to give him about 5 armor for 500 gold. That's cheaper than a chainmail, which gives you 4, by the way. So, and he gets 4 int, and he gets 10 attack speed. That's fine. 4 strength. It's actually a very nice mid-game Sky item. I think this is really smart. I'm glad that he bought this.
There's your voice line here would be very appropriate at this time.
Yes. That's a great choice. Because what happens in the mid game is if you're Skywrath Mage and Wraith King finds you, he blinks on you, he stuns you, he slaps you 1 time, and you lose 90% of your HP in that first hit. You die every time. So getting a Wraith Band here could give him enough survivability to take 3 or 4 hits instead of just 2. It's a big deal. This is a good buy.
It's definitely value. I do like the way that 11's birds, a bit of vision. Gonna back off on the side Into the Breach. They don't want to be caught out here, although 11 still hunting. They might go back in on this. All right, there's the BKB though from 11 with the burst over to connect. Oh, can they finish off Ori? No, they can't. Oh, the final hit though coming out from Thug. We'll be able to ensure they get that now. Kadaro is stunned up. They have the BKBs and they turn it right back around. Can they take down Nubito? Yes, they'll take down Nubito. It will not be able, or rather, no, they have the disruption up. He's actually all right. He's still alive and kicking.
Barely left this world, but then he came back.
Yeah. I thought, oh my goodness.
Dead. A disruption really big there, and he saved his BKB, so great little fight. You know, the Wraith Band did actually buy Sky a lot of time. Took all these hits from the familiars, but stayed alive, but eventually gets cleaned up. But ultimately, the disruption there, and the fact that they were able to kill the Enigma through the healing ward was a really big deal, obviously. So, good fight for Brame. Gives him some really nice control. Roach is up in 1 minute, by the way. So, not going to necessarily be able to get that out of their team fight win, but taking the tier 2, controlling the shrine here, it's going to make it a lot harder for Into the Breach to contest Roach.
They still smoke up out of the base anyways. Check over, they'll see themselves. Oh, did they not? They didn't see 11. Smoke broke though. They figure maybe the Monkey King. What's her?
His name now.
Finds Nubito. The silence out, the follow-up stun. Okay, that'll be the first life here of the Wraith King as they turn their attention though over to the Skywrath Mage. He finds Black Hole over on the back line, so holding on to this Wraith King. He did have that BKB pop, so it's a good waste for a moment as they do drop that big Monkey King ultimate. But all right, that's going to be just blown up now as 11, the BKB. Wait patiently over here. About going back in again. Now, looks like Brame will back off. They've got the Solar Bind and they've got the E-Blade. Needs burst damage. They'll be able to take out 11. Desire throwing down the Boundless doesn't quite connect. So, you know, Into the Breach are striking back pretty nicely here. They're slowing down this possibility of Roche for the side of Brame.
It looked decent for Brame, kind of. I mean, with Wraith King staying alive through the Black Hole, that part was excellent, and Visage was able to use the Gravekeeper's Cloak drop on himself, but it was kind of the same time as his BKB, so it felt like a bit of a waste there. He's immune to damage, but also magic immune at the same time, but It's a little worried about getting an Omni Slash or something like that. And now Into the Breach moves into Roche themselves. Ultimately, it was Vision that kind of hurt Brame in the start of the fight. Their Vision was covering the Dire jungle, not their side of the map. So when the smoke broke, they didn't get a good initiation, unfortunately.
Find themselves the Monkey King illusion. They're trying to find the opening here. The blinding light tossed up by Supreme. These birds keeping tabs.
Okay. Wraith King was trapped. He had to blink down to low ground now. Now he can't use this to initiate.
Okay. All right, they're thinking about going in. Okay. Pop the A on Disc over onto Spartan. The chase is on. They know that he is the person that's going to be able to provide any of these saves, so he's going to have to fight back. Sire looking for the opening. Gets the Boundless off over onto this Dragon Knight. The Nimbus getting dropped on top. But Brame, back off for the time being. Birds. Oh God. All right. I didn't know if it was sitting that low. That is a huge opening now. So this Roche, less than half. Vito, gonna run in. More buybacks coming out. Dragon Knight wants to be a part of this Otakar. Finding the opening, wants to get the kill onto Nobito. It's gonna be the first death. And back up again. This Roche sitting very low in the balance. Both teams, they don't want to fall into each other's hands at this point. Birds continue. Otakar, he's in the pit. Continue to nuke. Follow up with the Nimbus. Throwing out the Flood. Looks like, all right, yeah, they're going to be able to take down Spartan, and they've already snatched up the Aegis, though, over onto Otakars. He's going to continue to spin over onto Nobito. And they're going to go for the Omni Slash. They'll be able to take down this Wraith King. He is not going to be able to fight, as the rest of them are forced away here. Zibe going perhaps a bit too far. The BKB coming out from 11. The spin coming out from Otakar. Going to try to protect Zibe. Can they do it, though? He did just buy back, and it looks like he's going to be safe for now. They need a little bit more damage. They'll take 11 out of the equation as BKB comes out over onto Desire. They want to punish this Enigma, but this is not looking good for Desire now as he's popped the BKB, and they have plenty of physical damage. He's just going to get it run down.
Well, tries to defend them, but it doesn't quite work out. It's kind of an interesting Roche contest there. They disrupted the Jug at the same time that he got stunned, I believe. But the problem was that he wasn't able to grab the Aegis. He grabbed the Shard, and then right before he died, he used it, which also might have cost him a bit. I don't think that Shard is very so... I mean, it's good against Omni Slash, I guess. That part is right. Wow, he got 28% more EHP with the Wraith Band. It's a beautiful stat. Very good. Very worth it. So effective HP. You basically got 500 HP from that Wraith Band. Very good for 500 gold. Anyways, not getting the Aegis hurt them quite a bit, obviously. Wraith King eating the Shard, a little bit of a waste. I would have liked to see it on Shadow Demon instead. That defensive cleanse would have been really good against all these amplifiers and silences. Slap that baby on a Wraith King, you got a better team fight. So either way, the Aegis gets used into the breach in a really solid position, but the game is still really close in terms of net worth.
I feel like we've been saying this the entire time as well. It's just been very back and forth here. But Brame, they smoke up out of the base. Let's see if they can sweep through their jungle. Try to ensure that they can farm safely.
Hey, I feel like one of the issues of the Brame lineup is it's difficult, sorry, for them to run in. That's why Shadow Demon ran in the previous fight with his Aeon Disc, because he knew Blink was on cooldown for Wraith King. They needed to delay the Roshan. It was a good go, but...
Did they see that? Okay, yeah, the smoke.
Start this.
Oh, it is again Spartan, the person who gets jumped on first. Aeon Disc has already been procced. He's gonna just get chased down. And we do have the double damage over here on Otakar. He's 11. See if he can do any damage here. Slow. All right, BKB does get popped on Nobito. Have to protect himself. 11, Solar Bind with the E-Blade. Now he pops his BKB. Looks like Brame just wants to go defensively here. They're going to give up this tower. And that was a pretty good engagement here coming out from Into the Breach.
I thought maybe he would just go for Gravekeeper's Cloak instead, but now BKB to be a little safer here.
All right, well, Desire doing the best he can to try to cut these waves. Trying to make it so they don't have the creeps to be able to help them, but they are going to lose the tower at minimum. Okay, let's see the TP's coming in. Looks like it's the breach. Otakar, he wants to stick around. Oh, the silence immediately. They can see you, Shadow Demon. The Spartan is dead.
Bit of a mistake, but yeah, they're going to feel comfortable going back anyways. Because of the creeps that they cut, they can't really commit to pushing. It's going to buy them at least another 15 or so seconds, so the creep wave gets there, but maybe it will lead to a Rax. In the meantime, the birds are being really annoying, trying to deward this ward. They do get it. That was nicely done by 11 here. Still getting stuff done even if there's downtime.
I'm gonna try to push this a little bit more. Be able to drag creep wave back, cleared up pretty quickly. Sure. Another Nimbus getting dropped, plus the silence. So have to be careful, uses the spin. Looking to just finish off this Raxus in the top lane. Dubito doing a bit of split pushing himself now. Got the boys with him. And yeah, the teleports are going back. Dragonite gonna clean up the wave, make sure that they can't do any more damage to this tower.
I mean, as the fights continue, Jug is just getting harder and harder to deal with, right? So it's better for them to split push like this, try to prevent them from going high ground. Losing the range barracks isn't the best, of course, but it's pretty minor in the grand scope of things. But again, the problem with Brame is it's very difficult for them to start fights. It has to be basically Nubito going in first. They have to follow it up with some other stuns, which are there. I mean, they've got Boundless Strike, they have the bird stuns, but it's not really easy for them to take their fight. And if they mess up this initiation at all, then they're just probably going to get BKB'd, spun, and they're going to get turned on. And in the meantime, Zeus is sitting in the back like, oh, I do tons and tons of damage, which is great. But if they don't get low enough for him to burst them, his hero doesn't feel that good. So yeah, his damage numbers are probably godly right now. But the fact that the Zeus is in the game makes it harder to get these chain stuns and get these kills because of the nature of his hero. His damage is there, but it's hard for them to play against the Jug, who's got these nice solutions with Blade Fury and Healing Ward.
I think at this point, Brame is hoping that perhaps they can get some more pickoffs here, try to move out around the map, because the way that Into the Breach is playing, they're very tightly together for the most part. And they're hoping that they can push out, you know, the couple of really defensive BKBs have really worked in their favor.
They are getting pretty low, though. A lot of 6-seconders on the Brame side. Keep in mind, Cuddle has used his 0 times so far. Still a fresh, brand spanking new BKB ready to go. That's how pressured he's been the last couple fights. But as the game continues, I just worry for them against the Jug here. Jug has got Scotty finished now. That's usually the point where you start feeling real bad as the Wraith King, because you're just not going to out DPS him. He's going to solo you. His raw armor is huge. Wraith King working with about 20 armor here. Juggernaut has like 35, so, or 30, 31. So the straight 1-to-1 fight, it's just not going to go well for the Wraith King.
All right, well, you can see that Brame has been trying to do that split pushing. They have Desire in position for a little bit extra vision, just for the insurance policy, and Nubito does have the Silver Edge completed, so it's going to be able to crawl out a little bit here on the map, maybe do a little bit of farming, but it does feel a little scary.
I know where that Timeless Relic's going. Straight into Zeus's hands. All right, it's finally time to give up the Fairy Trinket and embrace his 10% extra spell damage. He will be very happy.
Not a lot of vision out here for the side of Brame. Once again, they're huddled around this mid area into the breach, clearing out their triangle. Otakar has the ninja gear. Kind of wandering back and forth a little bit, seeing if there's anybody maybe creeping around. And did we mention there's
It's Trickster Cloak.
Oh, the Trickster Coat.
Just sitting in biz, nice and safe. What were you asking?
I don't remember now.
That's fine. Zeus is ready to kill people, by the way. He's finished his Refresh Orb, plus picking up the Timeless Relic with this Kaya Sanj. He's got 31% Spell Amp right now. Pretty solid. All of his damage amped by 31%. He can use two Zeus ultis. Bugged for me showing Spell Amp correctly, so the numbers aren't going to be exactly correct, but it's a lot of damage. Probably like 1600 magic damage from Thunder God's Wrath without Static Field alone. So that's with the Refresh. So 2 Nimbuses, 2 ultis. If they just get some like good stun on a guy, yeah, they can kill basically anybody at this point, Jug included. But they got a chain stun. He has to be stunned long enough for Zeus to do the full combo and for it to be worth it. So they're just going to split push right now, try to get openings. It's 1 Zeus ulti used. That put Enigma to 60% health, by the way.
There's a little bit of an opening, though, if they want to try to go for a play together, because they do have the Blink Dagger on Kadaro. So yeah, you can see Ahri picked up a Smoke of Deceit. They realize, all right, the Zeus ulti is down currently. Of course, it does have that refresher if needed, but realizing that perhaps this is going to be a good opening, so.
Zeus is also in that part of the game where his farm speed is really fast. So 25 talents on Zeus are really powerful. You can either get the AoE Lightning Bolt, which makes your farm speed go insane, or you can get 100 extra Arc Lightning damage, which is still good. Overall, this is better damage, the one he went for the Arc Lightning. It's better damage for killing a single target hero. So that's probably why he opted for it. Still can farm very rapidly, but this could accelerate him into his 5th and 6th items a little faster.
Okay, the Roche is up. Into the breach. Otakar's already in the pit. Daro is going to hang back, does have the Blink Dagger. They want to try to do anything here with that black hole. Give chase. It is a bit difficult, like we said before. A lot of ways to get into that back line to interrupt. He's going to see these heals dumped out here. Okay, Nabito jumping into the pit. The follow-up immediately. They're looking. All right, that's going to be the first life of the Wraith King, as over on the side, Desire dropping a guilty in the black hole, coming into play over onto 2, the perfect 2 targets, as they'll take out Nabito. Nabito going to have to buy back. There was no disruption available as Otakar gets himself that Aegis of the Immortal. The heal coming out, though, beautifully done here by the Keeper of the Light buys just a bit more time, so they'll be able to finish off Desire. This could be another buyback from Ari. Kidaro getting back in. The Aegis does end up getting removed. Back up, and Jug is not looking too healthy right now because he's just getting hit all over. Oh, there's the Omni Slash, going to be taken mostly by Nabito. Daro jumping forward, going to try to take down Spartan. Throw out the disruption here to buy a bit more time. A nice Boundless Strike, though, coming out from Desire, slowing them down just a little bit. They've got the blind on there. Yeah, they'll take Spartan out of the equation, so. Bit of a weird fight going on around this pit. But at the end of the day, with the buybacks, with everything said and done, ends up losing that Aegis, but Otakar, he's happy with this. He's just running right down here, this mid lane.
Yeah, the way Brame tried to start the fight with Wraith King jumping in, stunning, is exactly what they got to do, but unfortunately Jug was able to get a spin-off. So they don't end up killing him. He's also got a Trickster Cloak too. That's going to make it a lot harder for Zeus to burst him in these moments, but ultimately getting a bit outplayed. And then after Wraith King died the first time, they go for the black hole. Unfortunately, with Spartan getting caught, that guarantees Wraith King dies the second time. It costs them buyback, and here's their final defense. Nubito cannot die here. More than once.
Not the way Fire Blast.
See how easy it is to dodge it?
Yeah.
It's so easy. Press a spin or Manta. He's got 2 solutions here.
Keep It Light doing a lot of damage. I'll take the tower and into the breach. And it looks like...
The stun thing is really the one thing hurting him. I almost wonder if Wraith King should have gone like Abyssal Blade instead, because then it's fast, you know? Blink, instantly Abyssal somebody, stun him for 2 seconds, then you follow up with your stun for 2.7 seconds. If you had gone Abyssal instead of maybe going Silver Edge by far better damage, but I wonder if he had gone Abyssal instead, maybe they could actually get these pickoffs that they've needed in these fights. At least you could like burst down Jug, force a buyback or something. But all the fights have just been so difficult for them to take.
Bit of a reset now for both the teams. 5k net worth lead going over to the side of Into the Breach, and we are seeing that Brame has managed to get out a bit. They've placed down some nice wards. They've got vision of their triangle. But they need to be able to make sure that these lanes are shoved out.
They're just playing together until they get Black Hole in their stuff again. They're not too worried on the Dire side. As the game continues, their win rate goes up, I think. Got Abyssal Blade on Jug as well. Now they'll start crossing the map a little bit with the Dragonite ultimate here. If he goes the old Gunner Manta, it was very effective when Gunner used it in the NA region. Just basically fly these illusions onto cliffs, spot enemy teams. It's really powerful.
Okay, the smoke does pop. Brame making their way over. We'll find Supreme, the blink. All right, now the BKB gets it to blend Nabito now. Daro using the black holes, going to just try to hold in place over onto the back lines of Visage. Now it will already fall. Daro sitting so low, Nabito. All right, yes, they managed to go, and they kill him, but they're gonna come right back up again as Otakar, finding his target, finds himself the Wraith King. Nabito is down 118 seconds of it, blinking forward, finds himself Thug. The spin coming out from Otakar should be enough where they'll take out Thug. buyback coming out now from the Zeus. They realize
Omni
that...
Slash was very good. It jumped all the way to the Zeus. He had used Disruption for him, and then Wraith King had no escape. Very tough moment there.
Ships passing in the night over here as the breach creeps forward. Just barely missing 11.
Radiant's top tower.
Disruption from Spartan. He's very far forward though, Desire. Trying to follow up with the lockdown. They'll chase after Supreme on the back lines with these birds. A decent amount of Dagon play. They need to finish off this last bird, but gonna have to wait a moment here. Got the healing ward over on Supreme. Oh, they'll drop the Nimbus on top.
So fast to jug.
And Otakar just hitting away at these buildings. No care in the world.
Radiant's bottom barracks has fallen.
Another disruption play from Spartan. The blink in from Zibe. You get the silence. Just buying some more time here. Desire. Trying to give a little bit of this vision. That's going to be the bottom. Tower and racks removed here for into the breach.
It's just so hard for them to deal with the jug here. The matchup against the Wraith King late game is great. The matchup against the Zeus Nimbus is so amazing. Very easy to kill it. He's got healing ward to protect his team and himself.
Oh.
Very tough game for Brame here.
I mean, this is a great pick-off. Don't have to worry about the Enigma.
Okay.
But they are knocking on the door here, and the top as Otakar takes the tower.
They'll do the safe thing. Spin and Trickster cloak away. So just 2 barracks left over. Yeah, Kadaro dies. Whatever. He gets picked off, but... So they'll have to hold back for about 60 seconds, but still they're very far ahead now with the 2 racks advantage. Every fight is felt in their advantage. It's so much easier for them to hit buildings, for them to initiate, for them to get burst kills. Just feels like Brame's on the back foot in almost all these engagements.
Take the Monkey King illusions, do a little bit of scouting. There's the Invis rune over on Spartan, and ooh. All right. There's a gem on Dragonite, has been for a bit, so bit unfortunate there for Spartan to walk into that.
It's a good idea for him to go try to get wards on the map though, because if you put a ward over in that tri-camp area, sometimes you're going to catch some hero sitting back to like farm tri-camp very far away from everybody else, just trying to get like last hits, you know.
They find themselves 11. Oh, no buyback on the Visage for 120-something seconds.
So costly.
Nubito now. Gotta run away from Zibe. Otakar's here. Got the spin. There's lots of damage coming out from this Juggernaut. There's the bash hit. All right, that's gonna be the reincarnation. Zaire's already popped that BKB. He's gonna try to stun people into place by a bit more time as Nubito is trying to run out of this situation. As they'll end up losing R, they end up losing Desire. The Black Hole for Desire doesn't actually connect over here, as now Thug getting pushed right back. And again, the spin comes out. They'll call good game.
Good attempt by Brame, all right, but man, Into the Breach played really well. Their lineup made sense. The jug counter was effective. They kept